Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Michael Ford. I am an assistant professor of public administration here at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, and more to the point, I am going to be your professor this summer for MPA 744, Nonprofit Management. So the purpose of this video is to give you a short welcome and to walk through the syllabus so you have an idea of what is going to be required of you this summer semester. So, like I said, if you don't know me, my name is Michael Ford. I have been here at UW-Oshkosh for 6 years. This is my second or third time teaching that we've offered nonprofit management. It's my first time teaching it over the summer, so this should be fun. Should be a little more laid back, as our summer courses tend to be. But so as way of background, I worked in the nonprofit sector from 2004 to 2013 and held a couple different positions there. So I'll frequently call on some of my professional experience during our lectures or just during our message board activities, excuse me, and also do a significant amount of research on the nonprofit sector. So it is an area of interest to me, and I'm very much looking forward to having a fun semester. So walking through the syllabus, I have it right in front of me, so I'm just going to say a few words about it. If you go to Canvas, you can download it there. If you don't know how to go to Canvas, excuse me, we all know how to go to Kansas. If you don't know how to get to Canvas, you're going to want to make sure you figure that out. You can shoot me an email if you have questions about that. But we have switched from D2L to this new interface, and so far so good. I like what I'm seeing, but I understand it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve on both ends. So I do anticipate that, but please do go to Canvas where you can get the syllabus, and you can pause this video right now if you haven't done that yet. We can walk through this together. So my email address is on there. It's fordm@uwosh.edu. As most of you know, there's another Mike Ford who has retired, who has ford@uwosh.edu. So don't email him because I won't get it. I have my cell phone number listed. I have that on purpose because it's the summer and I'm not going to be in my office all that frequently. That said, if you do have a need to have an appointment one-on-one, I'll be happy to work with you. It might involve you sitting around with my children as well, but that just comes with the territory over the summer. So this class starts June 17th. I'm recording this right now on June 11th, so we still have a few days, and runs through August 9th. The course description, this is an introduction to nonprofit management and leadership. So you should leave this class with a broad overview of the nonprofit sector, have an idea about theories of governance, understand some of the historical context of the American nonprofit sector, and explore some key concepts such as board governance, executive leadership, nonprofit finance, accountability, org development, and many things that we've discussed in regards to the public sector and other classes, with the key difference here being obviously that we're focused on the nonprofit sector. I have there in the syllabus the MPA program goals and the course objectives. Do take a look at those. It's basically an overview of what I just said. You'll also get exposed to some case studies and some resources such as GuideStar and the National Center for Charitable Statistics, and really just places where you can go to get nonprofit data that can be of use to you from as a student from your perspective, but hopefully professionally as well if you do work in the nonprofit sector or have ambition to work in the nonprofit sector or with the nonprofit sector. So we're going to focus a lot on written and oral presentation skills, including recording yourself, giving a presentation. But we'll have three big assignments. The first will be to complete take-home assignments related to the readings, and those will be assigned periodically. They're already up there on Canvas if you want to take a look. But I urge you not to, if you do work ahead, not to work ahead too far because it usually doesn't work out that well. So I do try to tailor things as we move along to what your interests and needs are. The second assignment, after the take-home assignments related to the readings, are to analyze a 990 form. And a 990 form is the IRS tax document that all nonprofits, well, really not all nonprofits, but many nonprofit organizations are required to file. And it's our primary data source for comparable data regarding the nonprofit sector. So it'll be fun. You'll have to learn about these things whether you want to or not. And then the real fun project is our final project that takes up the most time. And this is a collective final project where we as a class will conduct a analysis of the capacity and needs of the nonprofit sector in Winnebago County, which is where Oshkosh is located. And the way this project will work, and I'll have much more detail on this, is that I'll serve kind of as the editor of this project, and each of us will be assigned little pieces of it. So even though it's a group collective project, you won't be dependent on other individuals to complete your part of the project. And I'll put it all together, and then we actually release the thing and we distribute it. It includes survey data that we'll collect from elected officials in the region, and from public employees in the region and nonprofit leaders in the region. It includes quantitative data. It includes a little bit of a history of the nonprofit sector, and I think it'll be well received. It was well received the last time we did it, and there's really nothing else like this in the Oshkosh area. So it's a chance for you to have both learn about the nonprofit sector, but also put out something in the public sphere that has a practical impact. It's also a publication you can put on your resume. But again, much more about that to follow. Required texts. The Michael Worth text, Nonprofit Management Principles and Practice. That's the required text for this course. It should be very easy to find online or in the bookstore. The second one is the Chait, Ryan, and Taylor Governance as Leadership text. That is a little bit more of a practical text, more practitioner focused, but it also is kind of difficult. So that is something that we'll spend more time talking about on the message boards as opposed to having a whole bunch of lectures about it, because it is a classic and I want you to read it, but it's more specific than the Worth text. So make sure you have both of those because you will be required to read them. The nature of this course requires that you participate in each of our meetings. Ideally, we can learn not just from the course material, but also each other's experiences. I have there in the syllabus information about our grading, about my percentage worth of each assignment, information there about late assignments. Make sure you check with me if you're going to be late on something. I have the academic misconduct policy there, so you don't plagiarize. And then other kind of housekeeping things that are required to be on our syllabi, but please take a look. Then we get to class topics and reading assignments. You'll note here that the way I structure this is 5 classes. So it's 5 classes just like we do in our regular sessions, though it's spread out a little bit. So our first class it meets June 17th to June 23rd. And I say meets with scary air quotes because we meet virtually. The expectation is that you finish for class 1 the reading assignment, so the first 3 chapters of Worth and the first 2 chapters of Chait, Ryan, and Taylor by the end of that first week. I have the lectures that will be posted online. I want you to watch those, and I will have a place for you to ask questions about the lectures. But I will send out an email on Sunday, the 16th. Check my calendar here, make sure I get my dates right. Yep, Sunday the 16th, and give you an overview of what your assignments are going to be for that next week. And I will do that every week. So the week of June 24th to June 30th, we'll move on from intro to the board and the executive. Same deal, you have reading assignments there that are expected to be required by the end of the week. You'll have recorded lectures and some message board activity. Then we will take a week off for the 4th of July holiday. And our third class will not meet until July 8th to July 14th. Then we will have our third class, July 8th to the 14th. Our fourth class will follow that up the next week, July 15th to the 21st. And our fifth class will be the next week after that, July 22nd to July 28th. And then the rest of the time we'll be spending on completing that final collective project. So I think the spacing will work. I wanted to make sure that you get that week of the 4th of July off because trying to get anything done just doesn't work out well from past experience in a summer class. So that should give you a broad overview. Please become familiar with the syllabus. Please make sure you have access to the textbooks. please make sure you understand how Canvas works, and be ready, because every Sunday, you will get an email from me that will lay out in very specific detail what the expectations are for the following week. So I'm looking forward to a great semester. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks, and looking forward to it.